Have you ever looked up at the clouds and seen amazing shapes? It's like the sky is a giant canvas, painted with fluffy, ever-changing masterpieces. Maybe a fluffy bunny hopping across the sky, or perhaps a majestic eagle soaring high above, or a giant dragon breathing fire. The possibilities are endless when it comes to cloud watching. Clouds are like playful shapeshifters, constantly changing and surprising us with their whimsical forms. One moment, they might look like a castle in the sky, and the next, they transform into a fleet of sailing ships. But have you ever wondered what clouds are made of and how they get those fantastic shapes? These floating wonders are composed of tiny water droplets or ice crystals, suspended in the atmosphere. Let's embark on a thrilling adventure to uncover the secrets of these celestial wonders. From the science of cloud formation to the different types of clouds, there's so much to explore. Get ready to be amazed by the science behind these floating masterpieces, and learn how factors like temperature, humidity, and air currents play a role in shaping them. Discover why clouds are much more than just pretty faces in the sky. They are vital to our weather systems, influencing everything from rain to storms, and even our climate. So next time you look up, remember, there's a whole world of wonder above you, just waiting to be explored. Clouds might look like giant cotton balls floating effortlessly in the sky. But here's a surprising fact. Clouds are made up of tiny water droplets or ice crystals. These tiny particles are so small and light that they can float in the air. Imagine millions of these tiny water droplets or ice crystals all bunched together. That's what makes up a cloud. These small droplets and crystals are the building blocks of those majestic formations we see above us. Have you ever looked up at the sky and wondered, where does all that water in the clouds come from? It's a fascinating question that leads us to explore one of nature's most incredible processes. The answer lies in an incredible process called the water cycle. This cycle is a continuous movement of water on, above, and below the surface of the earth. It's like a never-ending journey that water embarks on, transforming and traveling through various stages. Imagine the water cycle as a magical journey that water takes on earth. It all starts with the vast bodies of water we see around us, such as rivers, lakes, and oceans. These water bodies are the starting point of this incredible voyage. First, the sun, our powerful source of energy, warms up the water in rivers, lakes, and oceans. This warming effect is crucial as it provides the energy needed for the next step in the cycle. This warmth turns the water into an invisible gas called water vapor. You might have seen this happen when water boils and steam rises. In nature, this process is happening all the time, even if we can't see it. This process is called evaporation. During evaporation, water molecules gain energy and transform from a liquid state to a gaseous state, rising up into the atmosphere. Next, the water vapor rises high into the sky. As it ascends, it encounters cooler temperatures, which play a significant role in the next phase of the water cycle. As it goes higher, it cools down and turns back into tiny water droplets or ice crystals. This transformation is known as condensation. You can think of it as the opposite of evaporation. Finally, when these droplets or crystals become too heavy, they fall back to Earth as rain, snow, or hail. This part of the cycle is called precipitation. It's the moment when water returns to the surface, ready to start the journey all over again. Precipitation replenishes our water bodies, nourishes plants, and supports all forms of life. It's a vital part of the Earth's ecosystem, ensuring that water is always available in one form or another. So the next time you see clouds in the sky or feel raindrops on your face, remember the incredible journey that water has taken. From the warmth of the sun to the cool heights of the atmosphere and back down to Earth, the water cycle is a never-ending journey that sustains life on our planet. Now let's talk about how those tiny water droplets form clouds. It's a fascinating process that starts with water vapor. Water vapor is essentially water in its gaseous state, invisible to the naked eye. But when conditions are just right, this invisible vapor begins a transformation that leads to the creation of clouds. Remember the water vapor that rose high in the sky? This vapor comes from various sources, such as oceans, rivers, and even plants through a process called transpiration. As the sun heats the surface of the earth, water evaporates and rises into the atmosphere. As it rises, it encounters colder temperatures. The higher you go, the cooler it gets. This is why mountain peaks are often covered in snow, and why airplanes fly in cold, thin air. The cooling of the water vapor is a crucial step in cloud formation. Just like when you breathe out on a cold day and see your breath, the water vapor cools down and condenses. This is similar to how dew forms on grass in the early morning. The cooling causes the vapor to change back into tiny liquid water droplets or ice crystals depending on the temperature. These tiny water droplets or ice crystals then cling to tiny particles in the air, known as condensation nuclei. These particles can be anything from dust, salt from sea spray, or even tiny bits of pollution, like dust, pollen, or even smoke. These particles are essential for cloud formation because they provide a surface for the water droplets to cling to. Without them, the water vapor would remain in its gaseous state. These particles act like tiny seeds, helping the droplets or crystals to grow bigger and bigger. As more water vapor condenses onto these particles, the droplets combine and grow, eventually becoming large enough to be visible as clouds. And voila, a cloud is born. This process is happening constantly all around the world, creating the beautiful and ever-changing sky we see every day. It's amazing how something as simple as warm air rising and cooling can create something as magnificent as a cloud. The next time you look up at the sky, you'll know the incredible journey that each cloud has taken to form.